So, hello again. We are back. It's Joe Deacon with ISU basketball beat writer Jim Benson. How you doing, Jim?
Not too bad, Joe.
Good.
Trying to stay warm.
Yeah, it's a chilly one out there for sure. Going to be a rough weekend, but we're here to talk ISU men's basketball as usual. Redbirds coming off a nice game last week. They were really pretty sharp in that 74-57 win over UT Martin.
Yeah, it seems like they've played pretty sharp at home in every game. They're 5-0 at home. On the road's been a different story, but at home they've been really good, and they had a week off now for final exams. They're just kind of starting to get back into practice now as we speak. So this really kicks off the start of the second half of the season because they go on Monday. They leave for Hawaii for the Hawaiian tournament, and then when they get home, it's just boom right in the Valley play 2 games a week. So the games are going to start piling up here real fast.
Yeah, you mentioned they leave for Hawaii on Monday, but before they do that, they've got St. Joseph's coming in. Tough game against the Hawks for Sunday.
Yeah, and St. Joe's is a great historical program from Philly. They're one of the Big 5 schools in Philadelphia. Great history, great tradition with their program. Illinois State played them last year. It's a 2-year series, and they just blasted ISU at Philadelphia. They had a good team. They almost got to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. They had a guy who left early, drafted number 21 by the Atlanta Hawks. So they lost a lot of firepower from that team, so they're not quite the same team as they were last year.
So you mentioned me, they're kind of guard-driven, a couple of guys that are playing a lot of minutes.
Yes, they are. Shavar Newkirk, 6-foot sophomore guard, he's averaging almost 21 points a game and 36 minutes a game, quite a bit. And another 6-foot guard, they're both point guards, Lamar Kimball, he's averaging about 35.5 minutes a game and 15 points a game. So they're really kind of guard-driven team. It would be interesting to see how Paris Lee and Tony Wills and the ISU's guards kind of match up with them.
So you say they both run the point. I mean, do they both kind of out there at the same time?
Yeah,
exchange the point?
Right. They just kind of, whoever has the ball runs the team, it sounds like.
Yeah. So one thing to mention about the Redbirds has been Paris Lee's three-point shooting. He's been among the best in the country right now.
Yeah, he's, the last time I looked, he was ranked 8th in the country. He's hitting 55% of his three-point attempts. I mean, just unbelievable shooting. For a guy who, when he came into the season, you thought he was an okay shooter, not a great shooter, but he has just really kind of stepped up his game this year. His shooting is just phenomenal, and as a team, they're shooting almost 40% from three-point, which is a tremendous percentage. So it's really become a big part of their attack.
You have to like Lee, especially as the senior guard, kind of the leader of the team in many ways. He's taken responsibility for some of those tough losses when they've, blown leads that they should have had.
Right, and that's what kind of a leader does. I mean, Paris kind of knows, you get a feeling from seniors, this is their last go-around, and some of them, kind of get that, and Paris has gotten it from the first day of practice this year that, he doesn't want to leave any stone unturned, so to speak. Just really, he's all bought in.
Great, and then you alluded to it earlier, then, like I said, they leave Monday, heading out to the Diamond Head Classic in Hawaii. I think the first game's against Hawaii, and then, San Francisco or Utah?
San Francisco or Utah, and then it's late night with the Redbirds.
Yeah.
As I called it in my column tomorrow. Their first game is technically on Friday our time. It's Thursday Hawaiian time. It's going to be starting at 12:30 in the morning our time. So if you want to watch the game, go take a nap during the day or something like that. And then if they win that game, and that's going to be a very winnable game. Hawaii is also an NCAA tournament team from last year, but they lost a lot of guys, so they're not quite. I think SIU Edwards will even beat them at Hawaii to start the season. So I mean, it's a very winnable game from the Redbirds. If they win, and they would probably play Utah. That game would start at 11:30 Friday night, so it could be 2 really late night with the Redbirds for the fans back here at home.
And potentially playing on Christmas Day then.
They will. They definitely will play on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole field is playing on Christmas Day, and then they fly back right afterwards to get ready. December 29th is the first Valley game at home against Evansville, so it's really a short turnaround for them. And that's going to be kind of interesting to see what kind of legs they have when they get back here to play Evansville.
Yeah, indeed. So we're getting to that point of the season where it's really going to start ramping up here. So we'll be back, maybe not next week. We're going to be busy with some basketball over the next couple of weeks with high school tournaments coming around. But we'll be back in a couple weeks for another edition. Thanks for joining us. Bye.